Receiving the news that my father was diagnosed with colon cancer was the most devastating thing that I never knew would affect my life in such a big way. My name's Renata Stewart, and I'd like to share my story with you. When I was a young girl growing up, I was told that there were three things that were inevitable in life. Those three things being tax, a change, and ultimately death. And of those three things, I found that coping with and the approaching of death was the most difficult of the three. This story is about a wonderful man, my father. His name was Giordano Angelo Ferrulla. Yes, you can hear that that's a wonderful Italian name. My dad was born in Italy in 1935 and came to Africa as a young man. So I guess you could say my dad was pretty much a survivor. And I have two items here with me that reminds me so much of my father. And of course, being Italian, here is his espresso pot. And yes, that reminds me lots about him. And this is one of my favorite photos. Here he is with his two grandchildren, the oldest of the two grandchildren, Gabriella, we call her Bella for short, and Wesley. And my dad was a very, very proud grandfather as well. To cut a really long story short, my dad moved to White River a couple of years ago. And it was wonderful to have a grandfather and a father being in the same town until he started complaining of experiencing discomfort within his colon area. And it was time for him to obviously go to the doctor, and we took him into hospital, and after a colonoscopy it was revealed that my father was diagnosed with colon cancer, and it was unfortunately not treatable either, as he had a heart condition, and our family was just left shattered and devastated. This wonderful man, the survivor, that was suddenly faced with something that I honestly do feel that my father feared the most. So I was with my dad when we sat at the doctor's desk, and he looked across at us and said that this is what it was. And it was something that we had to cope with, whether we liked it or not. And that we did. I didn't know what to do, where to turn, who to approach, and honestly did not know how I was going to cope with this. The most difficult part of this whole experience was the loss of dignity for my father. What I mean by that is that he was a very, very proud man. He was the oldest of 5 children coming as an immigrant from Italy, and that loss of dignity through having to wear a colostomy bag and to have his own daughter clean it and take care of him in a very personal way was, I know, the most devastating experience for my father. I have no experience with regards to nursing or taking care of anybody, and I honestly did not know how to go about doing this. However, as I said, this is a story of hope, and living here in White River, we do have a wonderful organization which is called Hospice, and we have a local hospice here in White River, and it was recommended to me that I approach them. I immediately went to Hospice and gave them my story, and they did not hesitate to say, we can help you, you are not going to be doing this on your own. Hospice, they were just earth angels. It came every time to help us whenever we needed it, especially towards the end when my father needed all sorts of things. He was had difficulty breathing. Hospice provided equipment for him to be able to breathe better. He was not able to get to the bathroom in time for many reasons, and so therefore they provided equipment, a commode for him to use in the bedroom. Absolutely anything in terms of equipment that we needed, Hospice was able to provide us. But more importantly than the equipment itself was the love and attention and the care that the hospice staff gave to us here inside our home. They would always arrive with a smile on their face, and my father was a great love of food, especially being Italian, and they would come sometimes even with a treat for him, knowing how much he loved his food, and always a kind word, and how are you doing, Giordano, and giving him a hug, and just allowing him to just be normal for a change. What I really appreciated was the help that they gave to me as well, the advice that I got from them, even right down to, you know, having to arrange his funeral, which was very difficult to face. But I really appreciated all the love and the attention that they offered to us as well. And I think I would just love to say a huge thank you to Hospice in White River for the care that they gave to us during this very difficult time. And if I could also just reach out to all of you out there as well, and know that we do have this amazing organization here in White River that doesn't just come in at the last minute and help you out when you need the help. They are there for palliative care and even just for advice if that's what you're looking for. But they are a wonderful set of earth angels that we have right here on our doorstep. And God bless you all, and thank you so much for the love and the care that you have shown to my father, to myself, and of course to my whole family. Thank you.